Right, so as of recent, we've been checking out a lot of this Andrew Tate content. You guys have been supporting it. You guys have been amazing with sharing the videos, giving your thoughts down below. And today we're going to be checking out another one titled Andrew Tate Shuts Down a Feminist in 9 Minutes. I believe I've seen chunks of this particular it's Pearl's podcast, but I've seen chunks of it here and there. I have not seen the full one. But usually I love these little summaries that people make on YouTube. It just makes it easier to find. It just makes it easier to get to the point with a lot of these podcasts, because let's not get it twisted, there are a lot of amazing podcasts out there these days. I quite like Pearl's podcast. I quite like the Whatever podcast. But yeah, guys, make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you share the videos with friends and family. Also, if you DM me the word progress, I'm going to send you a link to the free Discord community. In fact, if you are open to joining that community, the link is down below in the description. Other than that, make sure you subscribe. Let's check it out.
That you can then tell her, I want you to do this, babe. And she has to listen.
You're right, but
a lot of women, they want autonomy over themselves. I don't want a man that's going to provide for me just so he can tell me to sit down and I'm a dog and I'm going to sit down.
Let's understand
because I can make my own decisions too.
Let's understand something. Every man will give you a life.
Yes.
It's just a matter of whether you're happy with the
Not
life
every
that
man can afford it, though.
No, exactly. Every man will give you a life. It's just a matter of whether you're happy with the life that man is capable of giving.
Yes.
And this goes back into the earlier points we were saying. You can find a good man who will work his ass off and give you the best life he can possibly give you every ounce of strength inside of him. He'll give you all he has. You can get that. But if you're going to wake up and go, no, I don't want that life, I want that life. Well, then that comes with problems.
Yeah,
yes.
And this is the cognitive dissonance that most females operate under, where they sit and go, I want that life, but I want him to act like that guy.
Correct.
I want the Nissan and the McLaren. You can't.
They're two different people. It takes two different set of characteristics to get to those two different life paths, right? Both require hard work in a sense, but what he means is people, or they think that they can get with one type of guy, right? And that guy might be a millionaire, billionaire, whatnot, and they want him to act like the average Joe. And that's not how it's going to be. Normally, those type of people that are so high up are very stubborn, very hard to deal with, right? Oftentimes narcissistic. So it is two different types of people that he's talking about.
Can't have both.
What about
you need to decide?
project?
And there becomes a degree of female maturity. As you said earlier, you get to a point where you're like, you know what? Maybe all that glitz and glam and bullshit isn't worth it.
It's not worth it.
You grow up, right?
Yeah.
And that's fantastic. And you make a different decision. And I'm saying that a lot of women get to that point. The problem is, in the modern world, the shit women did before they got to that point, from 19 to 24,
is what
pisses the man off to the point where he's never going to be as good as he could be.
So then she has to settle for the guy with the Nissan. So it's true what he's saying, right? And unfortunately, feminism used to be something that was respected, that was good in a sense, but it's gotten so, it's kind of strayed from its course, right? In fighting for equality to now fighting for more dominance. So it's completely lost track.
It's different in your world, right? You met a man, you stayed with that man, ding. I know plenty of people. First man, high school sweethearts. The world was different only 40, 50 years ago. The second man, they've been married forever, 50-year marriages. All that shit's gone. And then we have to tie back into all the other sub-points I've made. Into you've had a very fun life at your peak sexual value from 19 to 24, running around doing X, Y, Z. Now you're with this guy who can't give you the life he knows you've already lived.
Yes.
Part of him feels inferior. His status is damaged because all the shit you did is on Instagram, and he ain't the one who gave it to you. And now you're expecting a whole bunch of crap out of him.
And we all know that once it's on the internet, it's never going away. Once it's there, it's accessible to anyone. It's never going to disappear. And unfortunately, that is what haunts most of them.
And now, when he comes and works his ass off and manages to save up and buy a BMW and picks you up, hey, I got a BMW, you go, yeah, I like Mercedes. This is the point you're missing.
Yes.
It's not about the fucking car.
Yes.
It's about something larger than that. It's about making him feel like he's a man again and that he's in charge.
A woman shouldn't have to make a man feel like a man.
You're sitting here going, I'm an autonomous female.
I do agree with what you just said. You don't need her to make you feel like a proper man. You should make yourself feel like one. You should act like it, speak like it, and that's that. Only you can do that. No one can do it for
But
you.
I'm an autonomous female. I can fucking like that. But what are you doing? You're damaging the psyche of the man who's trying to love you. Is it worth it for a
But what do
fucking
you mean by
car
loving? Can we break it down? Tate, can we break it down? Does love
She's such too much.
mean that you listen to what I have to say and also think about what I want and not just what you want?
It's not about
Is that
that.
what loving means? If that's it, I can subscribe to that. But I'm not going to subscribe to sit down and you have to sit down.
It's not about that. It's
I'm a
about-
grown-ass woman. I pay my own bills and you're going to tell me what to do?
That's fine. But it gets to a point. It gets to a point where you have to sit and analyze the scenario you're in and try and realize and pick your battles. And I'm telling you, you may not realize it, but a man does a whole bunch of shit for you that you don't know. He's watching the shows you want to watch.
Yes.
He's listening to you talk gossip about the girls at work.
Agreed.
He's fucking going, yeah, I like that dress, that dress. He doesn't give a fuck about any of it. He's doing it for
He's
you.
just doing it for the sake of keeping you happy.
The second it's back the other way, you have some fucking issue with
He's
autonomy.
right.
It's
He's
bullshit.
right.
He's right.
Listen, yeah, he's right because women talk nonsense for a long time. And they say like, yeah, babe, you're right. Yeah, babe, can't believe she did that. It's true, babe. Oh yeah, that show is good. Yeah, babe. Yeah, it's true. You become a feminist.
I agree. Men do a lot, but women do a lot too. As much as if my man caters to me, I will do anything to make him happy. If he says, "Oh, babe, I like this meal," I will make sure I can cook it for him because guess what? He actually cares about what I want as well. You can't just have a one-way relationship.
It's not one way. I'm just saying.
He's not.
I'm just commenting.
He's out arguing for the opposite. It's not one way. He's arguing for a healthy, stable relationship where both it's a give and take. He's not arguing for a one way.
I'm just saying, if I was a woman and I had to make a man as attracted to me as possible, my goal would be to give that man status and make him feel good about himself. And I'd be very, very careful talking too much about life experiences or opposing views, not because he's out to oppress me, not because he's an evil, horrible person, but because he's trying to find somebody with a similar life view.
Yeah.
He's trying to find somebody he can show the world to, trying to find somebody he can feel like he can teach things to.
Absolutely.
That's how you get the best out of a man. I'll tell you now how you get the best out of a man.
That's why I got Clementine.
No, but if you go into a man's room when he's playing video games, and he's playing video games, and you say, all you do is play video games, and you nag him, he'll play video games.
Exactly.
If you walk in there and go, you know what, you're so smart. I've seen you do so many amazing things, and you said so many amazing things. Why do you waste your time playing video games? You could show me so much.
All about the wording.
Now you're going to get him off the fucking console.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's an ego play. I know your old girls are like, why should I have to do that? There's a lot of things
Because it tells you look pretty in the morning.
It's because you win.
Yeah.
It's because in the end you win. You talk about why should I have to do that? Well, why should you have to work hard in the gym to get six pack? Because you win.
Because you win.
That's the game.
Yep.
It's actually, men are so simple. We are so simple, and the truth is, women know it. This is what's amazing. Women pretend they're confused. You're not confused.
Some do.
No, you're just egos are in the way, and society's telling you something else, and you just fucking refuse to be agreeable, nice people.
So,
Yeah.
And then you wonder why men have this fucking problem marrying you.
Wait, guys.
Yeah, let's stop the argument there. I mean, we've gotten to the point already. So I think, the message here is you have high value, you have your average Joe and you have your high value person, high value man. It takes hard work to do both in their own unique ways. But most females unfortunately expect them to be the same person, and it's never going to be the same type of person that you're dealing with, right? The average Joe is going to have a certain degree of, how can I say this, obedience, whereas the guy that is more successful will have less obedience, right? He'll be more stubborn, he'll be more in charge, and unfortunately that's where they're making the mistake. They think they can go for a guy with high status that will be obedient to them, and that's not the case. It'll never be the case because that's never the type of person that's going to achieve that amount of success in reality. But anyway, guys, if you want to see more Tate content or more podcast content in general, doesn't matter what podcast, if you want me to check out something, let me know in the comment section. I'll be seeing you next time.